say how wonderful it is to have you here this afternoon. There are two young people here from West Ham, and I am absolutely delighted to see them because it was seeing them at Ravenscroft School which made me think to myself, what a jolly good thing this is, and how we need to do much more of it. I do hope that you get from it today what you need, and I hope we kick off World Philosophy Day tomorrow, and indeed a philosophical year really well here today. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thanks. I have a pretty easy job this afternoon, as it's my task to give you some of the reasons why both primary and secondary school children should study philosophy, both as a subject in its own right and also by drawing out the philosophical implications of other core subjects such as the sciences and history. It's sometimes said that particularly in primary school education, the focus should be on the acquisition of facts and knowledge. But of course, even defining what is to count as knowledge or a fact, these are philosophical questions. So I put it to you that philosophy is not some kind of luxury to be indulged in by the lucky few in some kind of intellectual finishing school. It is the foundational subject. Now, asking these foundational basic questions, I think, is absolutely vital to help children understand that there are other ways of living, being, and thinking. Therefore, philosophy can give some content to David Cameron's recent call that children should raise their aspirations. It can give content to that call. It can help respond to the CBI's recent call that there should be more initiative and independent thinking in school leavers. So as Aristotle nearly but sadly didn't quite say, what's not to like? Thank you.
Have a think about this. I've got two items here. A necklace and a rather pretty gemstone. And I would like you all to imagine that these two items are magical. They can do some pretty extraordinary things. The necklace, if worn by somebody, I better be careful what I say when I put this on, always makes you tell the truth. Take that off quickly. And this one, the stone, if held or in any way kept upon your person, pocket, something like that. Stone, I better put it down to say this, always makes you lie. So we have a necklace that always makes you tell the truth, and a stone that always makes you lie. I need some volunteers. I'm going to put something down on the floor in front of you. Now, bearing in mind that you've got a stone that always makes you lie and you've got a necklace that always makes you tell the truth. What have I just put down in front of you?
An iPhone.
Jimmy says, an iPhone. Tammy?
I can't see anything.
You can't see anything. Have Jimmy and Tamiga said what they should say?
Yes.
Given that they're wearing these magical items, or we're imagining that they are?
Well, I think she did lie, but it depends what kind of lie she did.
She did lie, but it depends what kind of lie she did.
Yeah.
Why does it depend?
Because sometimes if you can lie about something, but while you're lying, you can tell the truth.
Could you quite explain why or how?
Because if you said, when she said, oh, I see nothing, well, she's kind of saying the truth, because when she looks out at the floor, it depends where she looks.
Ooh, excellent. So Lily just said, if she says she sees nothing, Talmiga said she saw nothing, she might be telling the truth, because it all depends where she's looking.
Yeah.
Is that right, Lily?
Mm-hmm.
And you agree with that?
Yeah,
Why?
I agree with her because she might actually not be able to see it. Just because she's got the stone doesn't mean she has to lie about everything. So she might not see it, even if she didn't have the stone, but she might see it and just be lying.
Thank you very much indeed. Now I'm really puzzled.
Wherever I look, I can see something.
Wherever you look, you can see something. Tarmega's just said that wherever she looks, she could see something. So does that mean that when you said, I can't see anything, that was a lie? Thank you.
I think she could have told the truth because she could have assumed that it was a lying stone just because you said it, but you could have been lying and that could have been the lying one.
Matt, thank you very much.
Well, as you got the limestone, I kind of did not hear what you said, but something kind of the same because she is the limestone. So that lie has to be a lie, which has to be a lie, so it has to be, and that one has to be a lie, and so on. So everything has to be a lie. So there's
Everything has to be a lie, and so on.
so like the lie could be the truth, but the truth should be a lie, but the lie should be the lie. So you don't really have an answer for the question. So
Okay, so
stay silent.
So what do you do when you're holding this?
You're lying. I don't know. You're lying.
I'm lying now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
At the beginning, when you were saying that when you put the necklace on and said it makes you tell the truth, you were holding the stone.
Sir,
So you could have been lying.
what does that mean?
You could have been lying when you had the necklace on because you're holding the stone at the same time.
She said, I can see nothing, but maybe she literally blinked so she could see nothing. So maybe she was telling the truth.
What do you think would happen if you've got them both at the same time?
If those powers mix together, I think it will be the same with when you don't have both of them, like when you're not holding the stone and you're not wearing the necklace, because it makes it equal.
It would kind of go back to how it was before. Is that right? They would cancel each other out. So, is there anybody here who's got something to say about someone's idea before we find out any new ideas? Anyone who's got something to say about that idea first? Yeah.
Yeah, if those two powers mix together, you might just go with your own mind, not the necklace or the jewelry.
So do you agree or disagree with someone?
Agree.
You agree. If you mix together, you go back to your own mind. Is that right? Okay, thank you very much.
I think that you'll probably lie because the lion stone is bigger than the necklace.
So, Max, let me ask you a question. Have you made, when you picked them both up and said that's a Samsung phone, have you told a lie and also told the truth? You think you have?
Because the truth one is saying that it's still a phone, but the lie is saying it's not an Apple one.
Thank you very much indeed.
I kind of agree with him because you can tell the truth, that goes on forever, but you can also have 50% of one thing, the truth, and 50% of another thing, a lie.
So, is a joke lie a lie?
Yeah, but it's not always a bad lie.
What do you think, everybody? If you play a joke on someone, is that lying? Everybody have a minute to just talk to the person next to you. Got some great questions coming up already which we could pursue and follow further. But it might be nice to do a slightly different exercise, just to do something new. I drew this rather quickly. It might not be a very good drawing, but it was meant to be a ball on a table. But anyway, here's what we're going to do. I need a volunteer. Do you want to come and volunteer then? Come forward. So, could you pick up the truth-telling necklace? Is there a ball in front of you?
Well, personally, I think it could be a ball or something that... Yeah, I think it is a ball because balls are normally all round.
Did Kirsten say what she would say if she really had a truth-telling necklace on? And is there anybody here who thinks that actually there's a different answer to give? What would the necklace make you say?
There's no ball.
Why?
because a ball is a sphere and it's a 3D shape.
So did everyone hear that? The ball, the answer should be no, says Charlene, because a ball is a 3D shape and it's a sphere. So did Kirsten say what she's supposed to say? And did Charlene say what she's supposed to say if she's wearing the necklace of truth-telling?
I think the true answer would be what you personally think.
And can you quickly explain why?
Because people might disagree with you, some people might agree with you, and then it would be like 50-50, and you wouldn't know what it would be really be.
Thank you very much indeed. Charlene, have you got something to say about this?
I actually agree with her because people have different visions. So if you saw, to me it looked like a circle or a moon, but to other people it would probably look like a ball. So if your vision is like, it has signals to your brain. So some people would say it's a ball, or some people would say it's a circle or a moon. It depends what you see in front of you.
You didn't specify what type of ball.
So what does that mean when you're wearing the necklace of truth?
You should have said that there was a ball.
I should have said that there was a ball. They should have said. Thank you very much indeed. I've just opened the box, and in the box there's a ball. Okay, so it's now been revealed that inside the box all along was a ball. And the question I asked when Kirsten and Charlene came up was, is there a ball in front of you? Kirsten said, there is, because the picture on the front looked like one. And Charlene said that there isn't a ball in front of her, because a ball has to be spherical, it has to be 3D. So did either of them tell the truth? Did either of them lie?
They didn't know that there was a ball in the box, so they were lying.
So if you don't know there's a ball in the box, are you lying?
No.
No, they didn't lie, because
Because they didn't know the ball was there in the first place. I think they were both telling the truth because if it's true to you, then it's true. It doesn't matter if it's a lie to everyone else. If it's true to you, then that means it is true. Because if your opinion is what you think true, then you kind of have made it true.
I don't think that the picture you drew looked like a ball at all.
Was that the cover blocking the real ball? So it's not, you didn't say that there was something inside?
no, I didn't, that's right. So if you were wearing a truth-telling necklace that was magical, what do you think the truth-telling necklace would have made you say at that point?
A circle.
A circle. Because?
Because a ball is like real life, it's 3D, it's not a drawing.
However, of course, there was a 3D ball in the box.
But there was a cover blocking it.
So what would the necklace do? Would it do anything special or not?
Make you say what you want to say.
It would make you say what you want to say. Hands up if you think that when you're wearing the necklace of truth, but you don't know the ball's in there, like Charlene didn't. Hands up if you think you should say there isn't a ball in front of you. Hands up if you think that. And adults too. Okay, hands down. Hands up if you think that you should say there is a ball in front. If you're in Charlene's position where you don't know the ball's inside the box. Hands up if you think the necklace would make you know somehow magically that there was a ball in there. Anyone think that? A couple of people who think that too. So I'm going to leave you with this question. It's two questions really. What exactly is truth? Unfortunately, we don't have time to explore this today. I just had a hand go up and he says, I know. And the last question is, are there different kinds of truth? Hands up if you think there are. Hands up if you think there are different kinds of truth. Hands down, and hands up if you think, no, there's just one kind of truth. Okay, that's great, guys. Unfortunately, we won't have time to explore those ideas right now because you've done an amazing job. And thank you very much, all of you, everybody in the room, but particularly the children, for joining in today and doing philosophy like you always do. So thank you. we have a minute. So are there any philosophers in the room?
Well, I think Wittgenstein would have been very happy if he was here, to, as I would have been if he was here, to hear you identify the fact that when you got down to, well, it depends what you mean when Peter asked you, is there a ball there? Somebody said, I think, well, you didn't say what type of ball. Did you mean a drawing or a real ball? And the fact that people realised that, well, both people could be telling the truth. If somebody meant, well, I thought you meant a real ball, a 3D ball, and somebody else thought, well, I thought you might have meant a drawn ball. So Wittgenstein, who is a very famous philosopher in the 20th century, some of you definitely thinking the same things that he did. That's excellent to hear.
Yes, well, as well as the Heraclitean doctrine of relativist truth, which we've just had and which we did have exemplified this afternoon, we've also had fans of Protagoras' man-measure doctrine, that that each individual creates their own truth. We had a couple of advocates of that. We had people raising the issue of the metaphysical status of representational objects. You may not have known you were doing that, but you were, and that was and that was fantastic. And we had people getting really, really close. I would have said within another 2 or 3 minutes we'd have got to whether there's a difference between telling the truth and being truthful. So we were very, very close to that, and I think in a class with the time for a few more questions, that would have happened. So I thought we had metaphysics, epistemology, aesthetics, and the fringes of ethics. So fantastic.
Also, I need to know who's got my truth necklace.